Welcome back to the Formula Fred Racing channel. Well, what can I say? A couple of days off for my wife's birthday and I come back and it's utter carnage. Who would have seen this coming? It is the new dawn of Formula One. And I have to say, well done to both sides with this, because not only have they brought together the two biggest names in Formula One, but simultaneous to that, they managed to shock the whole of the F1 community, and rarely does that happen. Personally, I think it's a great move for both sides, because Ferrari, they get that elder statesman back, that strong voice in the team, the figurehead, and for Lewis, he is living out everybody's F1 fantasy of pulling on those famous red overalls. Now, I haven't seen it written anywhere else, but I truly believe that this could be an absolute Masterplan, masterstroke from Lewis Hamilton. More than just his desire to drive for Ferrari, which I believe was a big factor to this. I truly believe this is part of his bigger picture master plan to stop Max Verstappen from breaking all of his records. I think he knows that Ferrari, they're just on the right track with the car. They just need that strong leadership from a driver that he'll bring, and this will just pull it all together. It's very much Michael Schumacher-esque, where they galvanise the team. Lewis himself did it at Mercedes, and now he's going to pass on how to do that to Charles, who I think Lewis knows is a stronger racer and a stronger challenger to Max than George is. So he's just pushing him towards that, leading to his records being intact. And if Max can't break him, I can't see anyone else doing it. However, saying that, I think he was just quite lucky with this Ferrari move. If Oscar hadn't come in and done such a great job at McLaren, I feel that he may have done the exact same thing and have a wonderful send-off with McLaren where it all began, and nurture Lando Norris as he will be doing to Charles. Now, the question on everybody's lips, who's going to replace Lewis at Mercedes? First up, we've got Carlos Sainz. Other than this being a fairly straightforward swap move, I can see there's a lot of positives in Carlos's favour. First up, he's extremely hard working and will do whatever it takes to get Mercedes back on top. Second, he's talented with a very level head on his shoulders. And thirdly, he gets on extremely well with his teammates, so he's not going to upset George the way that Lewis has. But the cons to this are, he's not the out-and-out fastest driver on the grid. We know this, but he is a consistent racer. So would Mercedes take that trade-off? Now, this was a pro, but it's also going to be a bit of a con. With him getting on really well with his teammates, does that mean that he doesn't have that killer instinct that the top guys do? Next up, Alex Albon. His stock's extremely high after 2 positive seasons at Williams, and it should be a fairly easy transfer, this one, because 3 of the last 4 Mercedes drivers have come from Williams. You've got Bottas, you've got Rosberg, and of course George himself. Second point, many of the mechanical pieces are the same on both cars, as Mercedes have that supply contract with Williams, so it should take less time for him to bed into the team. And thirdly, he's best mates with George, which has to be a positive, surely. The cons of this one are, he's got a black mark against his name in the only top team that he's driven for, obviously with Red Bull. And the second con is, will Toto want that Lewis-Nico relationship if he is best mates with George? Who knows? The third driver that's currently on the grid, and truthfully, I'd love to see it, but I think this one's a bit of a rogue shout, Fernando Alonso. Now, the positives with him, he's a proven champion and race winner, and years after that, he is still pulling off amazing drives. The second one, he's always got the best out of the machinery that he races with, even when he is a dog. And the third thing, I really think he rates George highly, so hopefully for George's sake, he would come in and show him how to take that next step and become a champion. Now, the cons for Fernando are, he's going to turn 44 in the 2025 season. Can he do it forever? So far, he's fighting off Father Time very well, but surely this has got to come to an end at some point. The second con, does he still have that killer instinct? That great racer mentality? I know he performs well, but he hasn't won a race since 2013. Now, the fourth person here, I think it's going to be a strange one for most people, but for me, I would absolutely love to see this, and it would be a great thing for Mercedes to do, and that is bring in Alex Palou. The positives to this guy are he is a proven winner. He's a champion in many other categories, but namely IndyCar, he's done amazing things there, 2-time champion, and that is a hard series to win. Second positive, the guy is absolutely desperate to join F1. He's doing everything possible. He's changing his management team. He's contacting every team that's out there at the moment. He's just looking for drives anywhere that he can in any way, shape or form, by the seams of it. So I'm hoping that they'll give him that chance. And the third positive, which truthfully could even be the biggest one, they will capitalise on the US market, bringing in probably one of the biggest names in racing over there. Yes, he's Spanish, but he is an IndyCar champion and they absolutely love him in America. So why not ride the crest of the wave with F1 in America at the moment by bringing this guy over? The cons, now, he's just not proven in F1. He's had a couple of outings with McLaren in FP1, but that's about it. And the second con, he's still in dispute with McLaren about leaving their program, and yeah, with that all messed up in the courts, I can't see him signing anytime soon. I think they're going to want to bring someone in fairly quickly, and that'll take the heat off them for losing Lewis. So there you have it. They're my 4 options for who could replace Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes. And as much as I'd love to see Carlos in there and keep his top drives, I just can't see them making that move. I think it will go to Alex Albon. He's a solid pair of hands that will hopefully help to push that car in the right direction. And at least in the beginning, him and George get on so well that George is going to show him the ropes and settle him in well. But let me know your thoughts, because I'll tell you what, I am still really shocked about this news, and I think it's not going to hit me for quite some time. I mean, we're still going to see Lewis in Mercedes for the next season. Hopefully that goes well. They surely must be favouring George now. And with this news, it's absolutely wrecked my drivers' predictions for 2025. So you might have to wait a bit longer for that video. Maybe I'll even bin it off and just go early with my 2024 predictions for the season, which, as you all know, need a bit of work on, especially after last season. So for whichever one comes out, I hope you like, subscribe, and I'll see you there. Bye bye.